Good morning, everyone. I'm Cynthia Tolles, President of the Gadsden City Council, and we're conducting our work session via teleconference. And this meeting is being broadcast on Facebook Live and will be available later on Channel 99, AT&T Uverse, and the City YouTube channel. Since City Hall is closed to the public, we're making our meetings as accessible to the public as possible. As a reminder, this is a work session that gives the council an opportunity to review items on today's agenda, as well as any ordinances and resolutions that have been routed for the council's consideration. These meetings are informal and no official action are taken. And if you'll look at your agenda, gentlemen, this morning for today, we have item 8. We have 2 items of unfinished business. Both of these items are resolution ordering abatement of nuisance on property that was tabled for 30 days on November the 17th. Item 8 is regarding property located at 1504 Robertson Avenue in District 2. And the recommendation from the building department is to pass the resolution. And then for item 8B, this is regarding property located at 507 Cherry Street. And the recommendation from the building department is to table the resolution for an additional 30 days. Are there any questions concerning these items? Resolution number 9, this is approving an alcoholic beverage license. This is Coosa River Venture LLC doing business as Wellington Blue, located at 1504B Rainbow Drive in District 4, and has applied for a restaurant retail liquor license. This is a public hearing, and our attendees using Zoom will have an opportunity on their screen called Raise Hand. Anyone who would like to speak in favor or in opposition to issuing the license will click that button at the appropriate time during council meeting. Are there any questions or comments from the council members concerning agenda today? Okay, we'll move to the items that have been routed to the mayor's office and forward to the city council. Our first resolution is authorizing agreement with the Alabama Bass Trail to sponsor a fishing tournament in the amount of $7,500 to be held at the Gadsden Coosa Landing on June the 19th, 2021. And I'm not sure if Jen Wellington is on. If you want, and if you kind of stay on, I think we have several. So if you want to speak on that, I'll ask you to address us now.
Yes, ma'am. This is Alabama Bass Trail. They've been with us here for multiple years. They usually bring over 200 boats, and they will be launching on June 19th of 2021.
Okay. Okay. Are there any questions from the council on that? Then our next item is authorizing agreement with the Alabama Bass Federation and Company. And this is the sponsor of fishing tournament in the amount of $3,000 or $40 per boat, whichever is less, to be held at the Gadsden Coosa Landing. And this is on April the 10th, 2021.
Yes, this is another adult bass fishing tournament that will be going out of Coosa Landing. Like you said, it is on April 10th. This one is about 50 to 75 boats for this tournament.
Let me ask you this. I noticed that it's budgeted for $3,000, or you say $40. Why is the $40 a boat?
It just ensures us that the tournament directors are estimations for the tournament per boat is going to be there. If they are less than what they are telling us right now, then we will decrease that tournament bid.
Okay. Any other questions from the council members?
Yes, ma'am. The one I'm looking at is $2,500. Is that a different one?
There are multiples today. This is the Alabama Bass Federation adult. Make sure it's on the April 10th.
This is number 2, item number 2, under
Okay,
new business, under pre-council business for
let me
April
just
the
keep,
10th.
okay, I'll just keep looking for it.
Okay, it's, I think it's on, well, it's coming up. Our next one is authorizing agreement with the Alabama Bass Nation to sponsor a fishing tournament in the amount of $4,500 to be held at Coosa Landing, and this is March the 27th and the 28th, 2021.
Yes, this is a high school and a junior high tournament. It is a 2-day tournament. They have always turned out for us over 200 boats. We estimate 230 to 260 boats in this tournament. And this one, remember, with the high school, it is 3 per boat, which is unlike the adult where it's only 2. High school has 3 because they have to have an adult captain to sponsor their boat and to drive the boat. And then you have the 2 high school anglers.
Okay, our next item in our pre-council folder is authorizing agreement with the Bass Federation and Company to sponsor a fishing tournament in the amount of $2,500. And this is to be held at Gadsden Coosa Landing on February the 13th, 2021.
Yes, this one is back to the adults. No, this one is actually, I'm sorry, this is another high school where it is 3 per boat. Again, it is smaller, but it does amp up for our the tournaments that are coming later in the season. So this one is 50 to 60 boats, and they'll be meeting at Coosa Landing the night before and have the tournament on the Saturday.
Okay. And our last item is authorizing agreement with the Alabama Bass Federation and Company to sponsor a fishing tournament in the amount of $3,000 or $40 per boat, whichever is less, to be held at the Coosa Landing. And this will be January the 16th, 2021.
Yeah, this kicks off our season at Coosa Landing with our high school and junior high tournaments, and this is one of the smaller ones getting ready for later on in the season. This is around 50 to 75 boats that we are expecting.
Okay. Are there any questions to Ms. Weatherton concerning the fishing tournaments?
Council, Madam Toes, I'd like just to point out that's we just approved, or we're going to approve $20,500 of taxpayer money to these in the contracts. This money is used by these organizations to promote and advertise these fishing tournaments. This plays a part into the millions of dollars that that we've read about recently about the river and Lake Neely Henry Association of the economic impact, not only for Gadsden, but for Etowah County. I think sometimes we just kind of go over this pretty quick because we're used to it, but that's our part of the city of Gadsden helping to create that income for the tourism industry for the entire county. And my hat's off to Jen and her team for constantly bringing in these kind of tournaments. They're very popular. They come to our city, they buy gas and food and overnight lodging and things like that. So thanks, Jen, for your effort to continually engage with these organizations. It's critical to our local economy, and it's great use of our river.
Well, thank y'all for the support.
All right. Any other comments from any other council members? Are there any further questions or comments? This is all that's in our pre-council folder. This is all that's in our pre-council meeting. So at this time, we'll take a short break and until 11 o'clock when we'll start our council meeting at 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Cynthia Toles, President of the Gadsden City Council, and we're meeting today by teleconference. Today's council meeting is being broadcast on Facebook Live and can also be viewed later on Comcast Channel 99, AT&T Uverse, and the City of Gadsden YouTube. This meeting of the Gadsden City Council will now come to order. The chair calls on City Clerk Alva Nelson for the roll call.
Councilwoman Toles,
Here.
Councilman Williams. I think he might join us in just a moment. Councilman Worthy,
Here.
Councilman Back,
Here.
Councilman Wilson,
Here.
Councilman Cannon. I saw you're on mute, but we saw you. And Councilman Reed. All righty. I see him too. We do have a quorum present and the meeting is open for business. I'm going to ask everyone to bow as we have the invocation. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this beautiful day that you have blessed us with. We ask for your special blessing on us today as the City Council meets and makes decisions for our city. We thank you for the Christmas season that we're about to enjoy. We thank you especially for your Son, Jesus Christ, the reason for the season. Please be with us as we conduct this meeting and as we go our separate ways. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Man.
Yeah.
I would like to begin today's meeting with an update from the EMA Agency Director, Deborah Gaither.
I have to tell her to unmute.
You're on mute, Deborah. There
I
you go.
think pretty good, wasn't it? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. First of all, I want to say thank y'all for returning to this format right now at this point in time. The safety of everyone is of utmost importance at this time, and we have been working so hard to try and get to a place where there can be just a moment of rest or peace during this pandemic. And every time that you social distance, every time that you wear a mask, you make a difference. But if you will allow me, Madam President, I would like to give a couple of updates, not just on the pandemic, but what people are hearing about weather, and then a statement about one of our employees that has done some good work in the community, and we really wanted to mention that. Do I have opportunity to do that?
Yes, you do.
Thank you. On December 12th, we had a plane crash here in Etowah County. And as always, our emergency responders, our EMA specialists, respond with area responders to those types of incidents and events. We had a visit from the Federal Aviation Association last week that brought a letter of commendation for one of our employees, and I'd like to just read part of it. Okay. They would like to extend their appreciation to our office and to Mr. Josh Tanner, Emergency Management Specialist, for his efforts in assisting with the aircraft accident that occurred on Saturday, December the 12th, 2020, near Etowah, Alabama. His hard work, dedication, and attention to detail were an invaluable asset throughout the investigative process. These notable attributes are second only to the level of professionalism that he showed, which he displayed while responding. We give credit to the Gadsden Etowah County Emergency Management Agency, and his contributions are greatly appreciated during this investigation. The staff works tirelessly and very seldomly get those kudos from others, and I just wanted to be able to share that. We've got a wonderful staff here in Etowah County and City of Gadsden, and just wanted to give them a little pat on the back this morning. So I appreciate you letting me do that. Another thing is people are asking questions about your Christmas weather. Today is beautiful. Weather is downhill from from here. We're going to have some rain. I think one thing that everybody really needs to know is that Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, there's going to be a cold front that blows through, and we're going to have some wind chill factors that are anywhere from 10 to 12 degrees. That's overnight and into the morning on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So take care of pets, pipes, plants, people who who do not have a household that's sustainable for them to stay in wind chills of that level. Also, see if you can help out one of our local shelters, Salvation Army, Love Center, any group or organization that is helping our homeless friends and neighbors that are in need during this holiday season. Step up as a citizen, everybody, and call them and see what you can do to help to get them through this cold snap. Right now, there are a lot of people out there working hard with our homeless and those who do not have a warm place this Christmas. So if you can do that for us.
Can I have a quick question before you start?
Sure.
The warming shelters, will they be open?
Our warming centers, as you know, are our senior facilities, our community centers. They will not be open. They're not opened now due to COVID. So we do not have a location that is for them at this point in time because we do not have the people to staff it or man it. City workers have been furloughed for a while, laid off for a while in some locations. So opening those facilities and bringing in employees to do that right now is not an option due to COVID. So if we can work together to come up with an answer for that, we are more than happy to do that. You know that we always try to have a cooling station or a warming center, something open. Our public library will be closed. All of our public libraries will be closed for the holidays, so those will not be an option. Any business or church that wants to participate, as they have in the past, they can let us know and we'll get that information out. So, there's a church, a community group, anyone that has a location that they'd like to share, they could let us know and we'll help them get the info out. We'll even help them provide some resources.
And Deborah, if you would, just please offer up some advice for those. You hear me often talk about a good thing versus the right thing. The good thing is people in this season wanting to help and wanting to participate. But the right thing and the smart thing is obviously for them to do it wisely and do it in consideration of many of the CDC guidelines in terms of protecting yourself and protecting others. So if you could offer up some tips, that'd be great.
Right. And if you're opening one of those locations for those that may need it, you still got to remember to social distance, to have available face masks for individuals. And some of those resources we could provide you with if you need them. Hand sanitizer if you don't have a hand washing station. Not sharing food. That social distancing, creating a personal pod just for that individual or that individual's family will be huge. So we'll be glad to help talk you through that if your agency community center wants to do that. Okay. Well, let's move on to our global pandemic. Right here in Gadsden, Etowah County, we're still responding daily. We're still trying to mitigate any further damage such as sickness, loss of life, jobs, funding, working on everything that we know possible to try and make a difference. But to mitigate any of this, we have to have the citizens' help. We can write all the plans in the world. We can create a response. We can get by and provide resources. But if you, as a citizen of Gadsden and Etowah County, do not help us to pull the plan off, our plan fails. Not because your emergency management agency wrote a poor plan, but because no one trusted us enough to take action and help us to pull the plan off. When we write a plan, we're thinking of every citizen in this county. We want to make sure that we meet needs of all that we can. We need your input. You want to give input. We take it. We write. We wrote a plan in 2008 for this. We did this in around 2009 for the H1N1 flu. We had so much participation in that pandemic that we did not see what we thought we would see. But what we're seeing right now is unimaginable for the city of Gadsden and Etowah County, because a lot of it could have been prevented. We have a webpage, gecema.com. And if you go to that webpage today, you will see that on the very front page, there are new links that we have up. One or two of them have already been up, but I kind of want to walk everyone through it so that you'll know exactly where to go. On the front of the page, there's a red COVID-19 button. On the red COVID-19 button, if you click that, you will get the most current information that we have on COVID-19 for Etowah County. It's the overall COVID risk assessment. It hasn't updated for December 22nd. It's still dated there as December 21st, but it updates in real time when the pages update. So we're looking at, for example, our overall COVID risk is listed as severe. Our overall daily new cases are listed as extreme. Thank you. Our infection rate is at a medium rate, but it has continued to rise. Our positive rate is at a critical rate, 28.2%. The ICU capacity is not listed today, but yesterday when it was listed, it was at 100%. As you scroll down, you'll see more numbers. Our death total has risen to 82. Unacceptable. Our cumulative cases are at an all-time high. You'll see at the bottom of the page the Alabama K through 12 school COVID-19 data. Those numbers have gone down. This lists the Etowah City Schools, the Gadsden City Schools, the Etowah County School District, and it gives you the numbers. Those numbers have gone down. And it may just be because school is out. We're not able to trace as much, but we'll be able to tell by watching these tickers and counters. So moving back to the front page, there is a yellow COVID community education button. If you'll click on that button, these are the resources that you can find that can support decisions, current information. Even if you don't have a Twitter or a Facebook page, we have put Gadsden Regional, Riverview, the Alabama Department of Public Health, the Etowah County Department of Public Health, our EMA page, City of Gadsden page on a feed. So if you don't have Facebook or Twitter, you can still read it there. It gives you the most current information that our area hospitals and partners are putting out. It gives you the links to the dashboard for counting cases. It gives you some information on vaccinations. Any type of information that you might need. Now, also on the front page, because it's still very important, and we share this with everyone every year, is the yellow flu button. That button's been there for a couple of years, but it will currently give you the Alabama influenza surveillance map. As you can see, it's carrying the last cases there. It gives you the legend so that you can tell what some of the information is. So use this. It's a resource for citizens to use to get the information that you need to make some decisions. One of the other problems that we seem to be having with our COVID response is we get phone calls every day about businesses who are not social distancing, employers who are not providing support. The main thing that I would like to say is, if you have been asked to quarantine because you are a positive COVID-19 patient, do not leave home. When you leave home, the virus leaves with you. Do not go to the gym. Do not go to work. You are not doing your employer a service by going to work. You actually are doing them a disservice because you're putting their most valuable asset at risk, the other employees. Be considerate of your fellow man. Just be considerate. Stay home. It's hard, I know, but your first responders, your healthcare providers are tired. And the more that we strap them, the more that our resources are depleted, the more that you don't get the care that you need at a certain amount of time quickly. So we need to make sure that we do these things and that we don't jeopardize anyone else's health. I think the other thing that I would like to mention is holiday gatherings. We encourage you to social distance, meet in groups of those individuals from your own home. If you're going to meet with family members that don't live in your home, make sure that you're in a space that you can social distance and still have fun. There are ways to do it if you can spread out, social distance, wear your mask, cut down your gathering time, open the doors and windows, circulate air. Do anything that you can to help offset the exposure of COVID-19. Your family, your friends, your neighbors, they're depending on you. So let's do this together. The last hot topic is vaccinations. The first thing is we do not have any vaccinations in Etowah County at this time. Yes, they have been ordered. Yes, we have worked on a plan, and I think I've sent that to most elected officials throughout the county so you could view it. And if you had questions, that would be fine just to email me those questions, and we'll all try to work and see what we can give you. But in speaking about the vaccinations, the first individuals who will receive those in Etowah County will be our critical access hospital workers, those who are directly taking care of our COVID patients. They will be our pharmacists. They will be our other healthcare facilities, first responder organizations. Then we'll move from that to our nursing homes, our assisted living facilities, those that are over 65, and then to our those who are in our correctional facilities, those that are in group housing, homeless centers, because of the close knit that they are. There are so many stipulations in who Public Health and CDC would like to see get these. We do not know when we will get the vaccines in Etowah County. So be patient. Some people don't want them, fine. Don't hinder those that do. Those that do are many. They have called. They want on the list. Talked to a senior adult couple this morning who are just waiting. They would like to be the first. So we just want to make sure that we can do this. The phases that we'll be working will be phase 1A, phase 1B. There will potentially be a phase 1C that will add our teachers, our school staff, child care providers, high-risk medical condition, and then general population will be later. I can't give you a date. Our anticipated time frame that we're looking at branching out into general population would be mid-February to the 1st of March. So we are not through this. The vaccine doesn't cure. Maybe it hinders some, but it doesn't cure. So let's just all still take a deep breath. Try to pace ourselves. We still have a little longer fight, and look out for each other. Other than that, if anyone has any questions, I think I have filled y'all full of doom and gloom, and I did not mean to, but it's what we're seeing daily here.
I have one question.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
Oh, did I see that right? Are we at like over 50% positivity rate over the last 14 days?
Let me look back, but last I think it was 28.2%. Stand by. Just a
I
minute.
believe what you're referring to was the positive rate has increased 52% over the last several days. But I think the positive rate for all testing is about 28%, I think is what.
That's right. 28.2 is our positive, which is critical. I mean,
Yeah, so in
but
other
what was
words,
that
Thomas,
rate, the last
Thomas-
14 days rate.
the 14-day rate has gone down some, and I believe it was at 52.47. The 14-day
what I was
positive
talking about.
rate. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Jason.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry, Councilman Wilson.
Okay, are there any comments? Ms. Gaither, we appreciate your thoroughness and your in-depthness of giving us information, and all we can do is just pray and believe that people, we still have people out there that don't believe, even though people are dying daily, but we just thank you for your information, and we will try our best to continue to do what's right.
Thank you. And everybody have a Merry Christmas.
And the same to you.
Merry Christmas, Deborah.
The chair will now entertain, today we'll begin our will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the work session and the council meeting that was held on December the 15th.
So moved.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Councilwoman Toles,
Yes.
Councilman Williams,
Yes.
Councilman Worthy,
Yes.
Councilman Back,
Yes.
Councilman Wilson, Councilman Cannon.
that was a yes.
I saw your lips move. Councilman Reed. Okay, he's also muted. Motion carries to approve minutes.
Our next item is
Yes.
the chair will entertain a motion to ratify payments of accounts for the week of December the 11th through the 17th.
So moved.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
All righty, this time we'll start with Councilman Reed.
Yes.
Councilman Cannon?
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes.
we did hear you. Councilman Cannon?
Yes.
Councilman Wilson?
Yes.
Councilman Back?
Yes.
Councilman Worthy?
Yes.
Councilman Williams, I got stuttered there.
Yes.
No, listen, heard one thing, saw another. Councilwoman Toles,
Yes.
motion carries to ratify payment of the accounts. Thank you for bearing with me on this lengthy person-by-person vote.
I'm not sure if our mayor is on, I'm not sure we have any proclamations today.
I was not aware of any, President Toles.
All right. We'll go to unfinished business. We have a resolution that's ordering abatement of nuisance on property at 1504 Robinson Avenue in District 2. And this resolution was tabled for 30 days on November the 17th. What is the pleasure of the council?
Move to adopt.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Councilwoman Toles,
Yes.
Councilman Williams,
Yes.
Councilman Worthy,
Yes.
Councilman Back,
Yes.
Councilman Wilson,
Yes.
Councilman Cannon,
Yes.
and Councilman Reed.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt.
Our next item is a resolution on abatement of nuisance on property at 507 Cherry Street in District 5. And this resolution was tabled for 30 days on November the 17th. What is the pleasure of the council?
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion that we table this for an additional 30 days. It's my understanding there's some work going on the property and that it's progressing. So the building department has suggested we continue to give them a little more time.
Second.
All right. Clerk, will you take the vote?
All righty. Well, Councilman Reed,
Yes.
Councilman Cannon,
Yes.
Councilman Wilson,
Yes.
Councilman Back,
Yes.
Councilman Worthy,
Yes.
Councilman Williams,
Yes.
and Councilwoman Toles.
Yes.
Motion carries to table for 30 days.
This is the time and place as advertised to conduct a public hearing, allowing anyone to speak in opposition to or in favor of a resolution approving an issuance of an alcoholic beverage license at Coosa River Ventures LLC doing business as Wellington Blue, located at 1504B Rainbow Drive in District 4, has applied for a retail liquor license. To our attendees using Zoom, one of the options on your screen is called Raise Hand. And if you would like to speak in favor of or against this license, then please click that button to raise your hand at the appropriate time, and you will be allowed to speak. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution? Is there anyone to speak in favor? The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Right, Councilwoman Toles,
Yes.
Councilman Williams,
Yes.
Councilman Worthy,
Yes.
Councilman Back,
Yes.
Councilman Wilson,
Yes.
Councilman Cannon,
No.
and Councilman Reed.
Yes.
We have one no. The motion does carry to adopt.
Okay. New business? Have none.
I have a question for the city clerk.
Yes.
Do I note a little holiday cheer in the president's vote, as she did vote in favor of a liquor license?
Hey, maybe so.
It's the spirit, it's in the spirit of giving. Next week, I may change my mind. Any department reports, committee, boards? Before we do the mayor and council remarks, I'd just like to take this opportunity and this time to remember the family of John Jack Page, Representative John Jack Page, who passed away on last week. I understand at one time he was a member of this Gadsden City Council, and I know that he worked in the state legislature. So I just like to, in fact, knew him personally. I knew his wife personally, taught his children or his daughter. So I know that the family will miss him, and all those that have been in contact with him in different ways will miss him. So I would just like to, on behalf of the Gadsden City Council, to send our condolences and benevolence to let them know that they're in our prayers and that we're thinking of them. So at this time, we'll have comments by the council. Councilman Worthy.
Okay, I just have a couple announcements. One is the feeding tomorrow at Carver Gym. It will start at 11 o'clock and we'll be at the gym just come by and we'll give you a plate. It's a to-go plate. And please wear your mask. If you don't have one, we'll give you one. I think I have some left, so please wear your mask. Then also, I would like to make an announcement about the food that they're giving away at Gadsden City High School. It will be also tomorrow starting at 10 o'clock until it's gone. It's a bag of groceries that's not cooked, but I think it's gonna be a 10-pound bag of lead quarters, cans of green beans, corns, pintos, sweet potatoes, and rice and cornbread mix. That's the text I got to ask to make that announcement. So please get there early. And then when you leave there, come on over to Carver Gym and get a hot meal. Thank you. Oh, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody.
Councilman Reed.
Yes, ma'am. I want to take this time and opportunity to thank Lisa Osborne and Paul Piazza for their hard work on the trash on the mountain. It's nice to go up Lookout Road, Clayton Boulevard, and 8th Street, and so on the mountain. Really, and the neighbors appreciate it. I know they work hard and get little recognition. As far as Jack Page, he was a buddy of mine. He was a military ordnance buddy of mine, and he's just a friend, and we're going to miss him. I guess in Indian, I just like to say, like where they said, Merry Christmas and actually a better New Year. That's all I have.
All right, Councilman Batt.
Thank you, Madam President. Just want to encourage everybody to, since this is recorded, Facebook Live, you can go back and listen to this. Please pay special attention to Deborah Gaither's comments. This, our COVID situation in Etowah County has gone from bad to worse to terrible. And so we really all need to pay attention, especially in the coming days with Christmas. It's such a temptation to maybe relax on these suggested guidelines and rules by the CDC and by the health department. I would encourage people not to do that and to really be careful. I know more people today that are sick and that are in the hospital and in CCU and ICU than probably all combined from the beginning of this epidemic. I also know a lot of the people on that list that are counted as deceased in our county, the 82 souls that we have lost. This is so serious, and our hospitals and frontline workers and healthcare workers are really being taxed. So please be careful and please be mindful of others. Wear a mask and social distance and wash your hands. Also, the weather turning cold, Salvation Army and the Love Center, they're at probably peak capacity. Please remember the Salvation Army this year. We were not able to have our annual roadblock at the Gadsden Mall and up at Nakalula Falls due to various circumstances, one of which a lot of Salvation Army board members had COVID or family members with COVID, so couldn't participate. Fire department was not able to help us this year due to COVID issues. And so we just decided not to have it. So last year we raised $11,000 in those two roadblocks. So we're going to be a little short this year on our revenue. Please remember the bell ringers and please remember the Salvation Army, as the motto is, doing the most good. And the Salvation Army certainly does that year round, but especially here at Christmas, as we think of others. Just want to wrap up my session here by saying Merry Christmas to everyone. This is certainly a trying time on so many levels for such a long period of time. My thoughts and prayers are with those that have lost loved ones, those that are dealing with loved ones that are in the hospital that are sick, and just that we could come out of this much better in the coming days and weeks ahead. So thank you all very much. May God bless everyone.
Councilman Wilson.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to start off by apologizing. Last week I said something that was maybe factually inaccurate, and I just wanted to clear it up. And I had made the comment that anytime we have industrial development projects, we always hold public hearings on them. After I went back and looked, it appears as though we didn't actually hold a public hearing on the Modus Tier 1 automotive plant. We did vote on that under special consideration. So I just wanted to clarify that. I like to tell the truth, and if I misspeak, I always want to circle back around and correct myself. So having said that, I also just want to make a blanket end of year thank you to the Parks and Recreation Department, the Public Works Department, the Community Development Office, and Renee Baker, and the EMA with Deborah Gaither. I mean, these organizations throughout the year do stuff. You know, I made a comment a few weeks ago that the Gadsden Runners Club, you know, puts these races on with no financial backing from the city, but they do get a tremendous amount of support from our Parks and Recreation Department, loaning them cones and helping them put out barricades. The Public Works Department does the same. Right now, I'm working with Mike Hilton on trying to get some leaf and debris actually delivered over to the beautiful Rainbow Cafe. They have an urban garden there that they manage. So there's all kinds of little things like that that these different departments do to keep this city running and making it healthy. So thank you guys for everything you do. Also, speaking of, although they're not a city employee, I want to give a very, very special congratulations to Miss Joan Hightower from United Way. I believe she'll be retiring today. Joan has been an unbelievable force in this community for several decades, and we're sorry to see her go, but she's left a great legacy with Miss Ruth Moffitt, and I know for a fact that they'll continue to do amazing things in this community. So congratulations to Miss Hightower, and I wish you all the best health. For those who don't know, she has struggled with a cancer diagnosis as well, so I wish her all the best. Finally, the Feed the Need that we'll be doing at Back 40, this is the 7th year we've hosted this event. And as some others have said, you know, there's a few other organizations who are giving away meals tomorrow, and we'll continue to do it just like we always do on the 23rd. The only difference is, as you may have noticed, hams and turkeys are impossible to come by right now, and we haven't been able to secure those. And despite Etowah Care's decision, I personally chose not to hand out chicken given the current situation. So we have come up with an alternative to that, and we will be having an Italian take on the holiday meal this year. So everybody who comes through, it'll be a drive-through contactless pickup. Everybody who comes through will get a 6-pound party-sized tray of Stouffer's lasagna. Okay, to put that in perspective, that's the equivalent of 24 Big Macs. Okay, so you'll get a 6-pound tray of lasagna. You'll get a loaf of garlic bread. You'll get a pre-mixed salad bag for the family, and then also a dessert. So we will start that process at 1 o'clock tomorrow. At Back 40, again, you'll just pull in the parking lot. We'll drop it in your trunk. Nobody has to get out of the car. Nobody will be interacting with anybody, but please, even with that being the case, please wear your mask as you pull into the parking lot and as you interact with the volunteers who are helping get all this handed out. So if you play your cards right, you can go to Gadsden City Hall Gadsden City High School and get your package from Etowah Cares at 10 o'clock. And then go on over to Carver and get a plate, and then leave Carver in time to make it to Back 40 by 1 o'clock, and you can get another boxed meal that'll feed 8. So my hope is that we have tons of food left over at the end of this, because for one day out of the year, we were actually able to feed the need in the community. So I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Thank you, Madam President. Merry Christmas to everybody. I'll see you guys soon.
All right, Councilman Williams. Councilman Williams.
Thank you, Madam President. I do want to take the opportunity to say thank you to all of the groups and the organizations that are taking the time under less than less than ideal circumstances to carry out these giveaway events. Whether we're talking about food giveaways, whether we're talking about warming centers, anything that these folks are doing, these are very, those events are hard to carry out even in the most perfect of times, and to try to carry those out in the midst of everything that we're dealing with, just kind of speaks to the hearts of people. So thank you to everybody that's doing that. I did get an announcement that was passed to me regarding the Carver Revitalization Committee. They're going to be providing warming stations in the community around the Tuscaloosa Avenue area. And if anyone has questions about any of the details related to that, they just need to contact 256-399-9228. Again, that number is 256-399-9228. I want to likewise extend a set of heartfelt condolences to the Page family. As it's already been stated, Mr. Page served the public interest for a number of years. And I recall one of my last interactions with him was actually in the governor's office. One of his last assignments was that of a special assistant to the governor at the time. And so he gave us a direct line from Etowah County to the governor's office. And that's, if you've ever dealt in this space, you understand that that's pretty meaningful. So again, our thoughts to that family, our prayers to that family, and also our prayers to any family that's dealing with the loss of a loved one during this very difficult time. Merry Christmas to everyone. Please be safe. Please be considerate. It's gonna be dry Friday, but as Deborah Gaither mentioned, it's going to be very, 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 very cold. So please take precautions to wrap the pipes, bring in pets, check on elderly relatives, all those things we sometimes forget to do. Let's just make sure we're doing those things in this season. Once again, Merry Christmas.
And Councilman Cannon.
I know how Councilman Reed feels now to go last. Everybody said everything I wanted to say. So from my house to your house, Merry Christmas.
I would just like to say congratulations again to Sarah Ruth Moffitt for her appointment to United Way. Also, due to the Christmas holidays, Thursday's garbage route will be collected on Wednesday, and Friday's route will be collected on Thursday. So if there's nothing else, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
We are adjourned, and we will be back on next Tuesday after Christmas on Zoom.